Dale la mano. Suelta la mano. si, h, h, he, he, si, he, 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 si, e, si, 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 olo, si, si, olo, si, 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 olo, si, he, 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 si, olo, si, si, he, si, ho, 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 he, ho, 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 o, 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 he, 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 ha, ha, ho, ho, si, 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 olo, si, olo, si, si, olo, si, 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 he, he, si, si, he, si, he, si, olo, si, 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 chet, si, olo, si, 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 olo, si, 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 Hey, hey, hey. AC, uh, uh, uh.
Can't hold me back, put the city on the map, boy, how you love that? Boy, they thought I was playing, but I hit another level. Had to hit another level, had to hit another level. Hey, hit another level. Finna hit another level, gotta hit another level. Hit another level. About to hit another level, had to hit another level.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from South Florida, it's over! Just like that!
Can't hold me back, put the city on the map, boy, how you love that? Boy, they thought I was playing, but I hit another level. Had to hit another level, had to hit another level. Hey, hit another level. Finna hit another level, gotta hit another.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from South Florida, it's over! Just like that!
Can't hold me back, put the city on the map, boy, how you love that? Boy, they thought I was playing, but I hit another level.
Te hablo yo por el topa, Nelson. Nelson. Dale. Color.
No, me estaba guiando por el...
No, pero es que es un audífono aquí que está Mickey Mouse. Espera. Color. Color.
Sí,
Hay que cambiar el audífono dile que un GS de este. ¿Ok?
sí.
Ok, háblame tú por el topa.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Perfecto.
Continuamos por aquí.
All right. Perfecto.
Si puedes apagarme el play by play, te lo voy a hacer.
Te lo pago ya ahora mismo. Pero el guess ahora mismo te lo voy a probar. Déjame hablarte por el top. Voy para ti. Guess. Necesito guess. Perfecto. Dale, buenísimo.
One, two, three. Hello? Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
My design is like fine wine drip, caught in spell, now yo. He jumped out of a bag with a bliff, kept coughing with a mask on his flow, was windy, kept flowing. Pardon me, the scarf was Fendi, copping too much shit for the whiz.
There it is. Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Yes, sir. Hey, check. Am I going to be able to hear myself in my ears? Not yet. Hold on. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't, but I can just go with the one IFB.
Do you want me to put it more to your right so you can?
No. I'll just go one earbud.
No, I meant the box, so it's easier to reach. I'll put it here.
Sure.
Yeah, it'll be easier for you to reach and adjust yourself.
Okay.
It's there, sir.
There you go. Check. Okay.
All right, so you are good, sir.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Whatever you need, I'm here to help, sir. Thank you. You want a water or you good?
Got one right here, but thank you. Check. Okay. Yeah. Give me 1 second. No problem. Yep. And I'll have it because I'm doing it right now.
Oh, you are okay.
Yeah.
I'll sit down. I'll be right here.
You got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Audio. Sir. Maestro. ¿Qué número es este? Check. 1. Hey, Jamie, I just heard Jay. I heard Jay when he was talking, but yeah, I heard him.
I don't think he knows which channel he heard you on. Can you test Goldie one more time? Good.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
We are 14 minutes away. Yes, good.
De mí, dos teléfonos encima y los dos en D&D. Lo único que te...
That's what I need. That's true.
One. Check, check, check. Lip sync. Cameras, headsets. Cameras, headsets. Check, check, check. This is Mike. Danielle's mic. 111. Cameras, you hear the director? All cameras, headsets. All cameras, headsets.
Coming up on 10 minutes.
We got 10 minutes to air, folks. 10 minutes. Headsets, stand by. We'll be going live. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. You let me know.
Hey, ask Art if he wants me to jump in a camera. If he doesn't have camera, guys.
Okay. Take a. They're checking the lights.
Where is this person's microphone? Is it for him?
1, 2, 3. It's a lovely night. Trigon's ready. We're ready. Check, check, check. Lip sync, lip sync. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 111.
Ahí, check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2. Papi. ¿Tú oyes esto, no, papi? Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Dale. Coño.
So, how do you feel about 13 coming after 12?
You know, it's not my lucky number, but, you know, it's, you know.
And 11 coming before 12, it's always a problem.
It's always a problem, bro. Well, 11 is a problem. General is right here in downtown. That's a problem. If you ask my wife, it could be a real problem. Depends who you're asking, no? By the way, have you guys had a pizza here? Have you guys had a pizza at the place next to 11? But out of the fucking mind, $9 a slice. Across the street? No, right next to it. Papi, $9.50 un slice de cheese.
Goldberg and Dara here. Dara.
Dada's going to be there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rene.
Yeah, Host is there. Host, he already has a mic. He's mic'd up and ready. Host, he's ready to go. We need to switch. We need to switch. We need to switch the mics though. That mic goes with him.
I'll tell you right now. And Rene, no?
No, no, Bobby, that mic, that's your mic there, sir. Whoever sits there. Tengo una pregunta para usted. Me falta un mic flag. They only gave us 4. ¿Quién quiere sin el mic flag?
Alex, do we have another mic flag?
You want to ask him on the mic?
It should be on the table somewhere.
Well, we were given 4. So my question is, if somebody's going to miss one, who do you want not to have a mic
But
flag?
how many do you need here? There's only 3 of us.
What's the host?
He has a mic. He's mic'd up.
No, he's got a hand mic, sir.
And you have 4?
4 and 5 mics out here. As you can see, I'm missing one.
But who's the 5th mic for? For later on, or?
Oh, dañado, se lo voy a quitar a dañado. You just hit me with the
Alex Gonzalo, are you in the room? We need another mic flag.
Mike, can I help you out?
Yeah, I got to go one ear, so I'm just trying to figure out which one to go.
No problem.
I would think go left so you can hear them on the right overs if they talk to you.
Well, I want ears in my ear.
Good idea.
Thank you. You had a good idea. I was all messed up. Thanks. What are you talking about?
All talent in position, please. We're coming up on 5 minutes to air, everybody. 5 minutes. Oh, my God.
No monitor?
No. We don't have features.
I don't care. We have an open and shit.
We're going to, for the press conference, everybody will walk up.
You want me to get his name of the translator?
No, I'll just.
So we're gonna. She told you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna tell Jay, until I say.
All right, we're 5 minutes out. Can I have the fighters that are participating in the presser? So I need Blas, McQueen. What do you know?
Featherweight world champion, Harold Whitley.
He's right there. He's here. I heard. We're going to go on this side. So I need everybody on my left, your right. And grab a seat on this side. Everybody's going to come up the stairs over on this side, if you can see me. And then I need Ceci and Nelsie. Yeah, everybody's going to come up these stairs here. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello.
Mic check, mic check.
Check. So, Dada, start with you. Going back to the infancy.
This is Jamie. Jamie will be directing you. So pay attention to her. She'll tell you when you need to be on stage, okay?
And then Renee be on the entire trip. So that's kind of the first things, and then.
This is a problem?
That work?
Whatever you want.
Okay.
Ask away, Lance.
I know. Whiteboard. I'm gonna hit you on a lot what we talked. Terzado, you here, Alex? Revolution. It'll be inside the James L. Knight Center. 3 title fights, super flyweight world title. Mexico's Ceci Ulloa against Cuba's Nelcy Torres. Co-main event, the champion Jamie Driver looking to defend her welterweight world championship against Brazil's Bianca Daimoni. And in our main event of the evening, the super featherweight title will be on the line as Alberto Blas, 7-0 with 7 finishes, faces off against the former BKB featherweight world champion Harold Lightning McQueen. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Goldberg, and welcome to the official press conference for what is the start of a horrendous and huge weekend. Horrendous, no. Huge, yes. Special, to say the least, because it has just been such a path to get here to have this milestone event. It all began in a backyard, Dada 5000's backyard. And you know what that was about? The mission was simple. Resolve conflict, save lives, and eliminate unnecessary violence. Founded here in Miami in 2014, PYB Extreme was our name back then, became the first sanctioned bare-knuckle organization in the United States utilizing Dada's now patented Trigon. From day one, our leadership has shared many qualities, the most important, unshakable conviction, rock-solid belief, and tonight, we honor our past. We celebrate this milestone event, and we put a huge spotlight on our future. I'm going to welcome in 3 men who know this entire journey. The creator, Dada 5000, it was his backyard. Mike Vasquez, our owner. Mike Vasquez has always had the belief, and Rene Rodriguez, a true OG who has been on this journey for day one. You know, I did have a little slip there, horrendous, but there were times that we had to dodge some of those situations. And honestly, Dada, you were taking what was horrendous back in the day and trying to put a little sense into it in your backyard, weren't you?
100%. You know, Goldie, the backyard was special. You know, it was legendary. Revolutionary, if you want to say, because we were doing it before the sport was even popular, right? And it was special. That's why we always showed up and showed out the fighters like Renee and others. They laid it all on the line, even when the path was not clear of where we could be, right? So it's special, you know, it's iconic, you know, and I got to say, shout out to Mike Vasquez because he put us in a position that dreams could be lived out. He created a platform that these athletes can stand on and showcase their talents on to the world.
Mike, in 2014, you had already known Dada being here in Miami, but what made you have that early belief that Dada just referenced?
Well, I had seen the phenomenon of the backyard. I knew it was very gritty and exciting, entertaining. I felt it was a diamond in the rough. We just had to get it out of the backyard and get it sanctioned, get it legal, which was a hurdle. But once we started showing states that the bare knuckle was actually potentially safer than boxing because the fights are shorter, the punches come with less force, and all the data that we've now accumulated to show that, and as a result now we're sanctioned in over 36 states. We have rules approved nationwide in the ABC, and the sport continues to grow.
And it grows exponentially, especially in the last year. Dada, before we bring in a true OG and white boy Hialeah champ Rene Rodriguez, tell me about the first time you saw that man fight in the backyard.
He was very elusive. You know, he does the cha-cha-cha slide, and it has millions and millions and millions of views on YouTube right now. Underneath pressure, this guy would dance in the ring and still knock his guys out. You know, so he's phenomenal, you know, and it's amazing to have him, you know, be a part of the 50th tomorrow night in the front of the world.
And Rene, all these years later, you and I talked about it this morning, and you were honest back in the backyard, and then moving forward with some events. You weren't so sure we would be where we are today, were you?
No, 100%. I agree with you because I was telling you that if it wasn't for Dada being who he is, hungry, and looking for a person to really believe in what he was believing in and giving us, even if we didn't last long enough in the journey, but at least an opportunity for later on, you know what I'm saying, for the next generation to do what they're doing. And he met Mike, and that's what happened in 2014.
This entire journey, Rene, has changed your entire life and then some. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, man. Shit, 100%. Yeah. It's given me ups and downs. you know what I'm saying, bad reputation or not, it really doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm doing it because I'm more focused on the nonprofit that I work with, with the foster care kids, and this is the opportunity and the platform to do so.
Mike, I mentioned to Renee earlier in the fighter meetings that as we hit this milestone and him starting even before the first sanctioned event, tell me if you agree. That man right there is the perfect man to represent our storyline, our great past in this event. I think he's the one and only. He's the best choice.
Well, 100%. When I first went to the backyard to meet with Dada and the group of fighters that he had back in 2014, Renee was front and center. We actually have that group picture. We have the video of that first meeting and what I told the fighters. And, you know, I like hearing that video. It's been years since I heard it, but I heard it the other day again for the first time. And it's everything that we continue to say. You know, we're giving fighters opportunities. I told them back then, you're not all going to be on this ride with us because we're going to continue to grow our roster, but you're going to be an important part of our history. And Renee is one that, because he does have that skill in boxing, and there's a few others that has continued that ride. So he made the transformation successfully from the backyard to a professional, and is one of the most exciting fighters to see out there.
Renee, you just mentioned a moment ago you didn't back then believe we would be here today, but Mike, so much credit is given to you, and justifiably so. This road, this path has not been paved the entire time, has it?
No, not at all. Not at all. Again, it was born in the backyard. We had to make it legal first. We had to overcome the initial stigma, bare knuckle. Everybody thinks, oh, my God, you're crazy. But once they start, you know, you show them years on. First argument I ever said was, wait a minute, do you think a punch is more force than an elbow, a knee, or a kick, which is openly allowed in MMA? And everybody would say, no, actually it's not. So why are we even talking about this right now? So, it took a while for people just to answer that question, to seriously look at it. And then once we have, you know, a great doctor like Lou Durkin who follows us and takes those stats, now we can show that evidence that we are less broken hands, less broken bones, far less concussions. We're up more in cuts, so that's the bloody visceral effect.
Sure.
But that's all it is. Cuts get stitched up, and they're fine in 2 weeks, ready to go. And the concussive force, which is the danger not only in combat sports but all sports, is lessened.
Dada, you are an optimist. I know that about you. You are a high-energy guy. But just for a moment, I got to ask you, seriously, did you think we would be here? See, I already got the smile. Did you truly think we would be here today?
I knew the backyard was special, and I knew that it had a place, right? And I knew it could be big, you know. But how big, you know, I mean, I'm one of those guys that dream from here to the moon and back, you know. And again, when I met up with Mike Vasquez, he instantly understood, pulled out a napkin and started, you know, writing down, mapping out how things could be, you know, and it's been a dream ever since. But I got to say, you know, we revolutionized the way that individuals look at extreme reality all over the world. And when you look at guys like Renee, you know, and a whole bunch of others that, you know, have been inside the backyard in the earlier days, they helped pave the way for a lot of these up-and-coming stars to, you know, to showcase their talents, you know, today, you know, and it's just phenomenal. If people knew the history, they would just sit back and marvel over it. Clearly, we are South Florida's oldest-based bare-knuckle promotion.
No question about it. Renee, when you walk into the Trigon tomorrow, BKB 50, as we talked about your journey, how much of an honor is it for you to be a member of this big event?
Shit, man, I didn't even know I wasn't even going to be back, you know what I'm saying, to be honest. But all jokes aside, it's very exciting because from 2016 to 2026, it's a fucking long journey. And like you said, it's been a lot of obstacles for them and process of back doors and stuff. But I'm excited. I know he has to be more excited than anybody. But it is a journey, and it's exciting because for me, it's not even about winning or losing now. It's just enjoying the journey.
And, Mike, you've been able to do that, enjoy the journey. But the smile on your face, on Dada's, on Renee's, it tells the story of where we are today, but it also shows the optimism of where we're headed tomorrow.
Absolutely. We're very excited to do our 50th show. I remember when we got to number 10, I was like, wow, it's a lot of work. So getting to 50, but I'm more excited about the next 50, what we have planned. We brought a great CEO last year in David Chichalt, who's taken the company, and we're looking at things a little differently with his many years in combat sports background. So we are excited about some of our new relationships with Bally's and some of the networks with Vice, Telemundo, Deportes Ahora, and a lot of things that we have in the works and to be announced later this year. And again, the future is bright, so I'm very happy to get to number 50, but I'm very much looking forward to the next 50.
Hey, so, Renee, how excited are you to be the ultimate showman from Hialeah, Florida, tomorrow night?
An honor, man. Really, and still doing it. It really is.
Yeah. And Dada, really quickly, it's going to be a fun night. We make the weekend, somebody once said.
100%. 100%. Listen, I always said, when it comes to bare knuckle, we are extreme. BKB, we make the weekends, and we do it day in, day out, city to city, state to state, out of the country, overseas.
Dada, Mike, Renee, thank you very much. This is a great opportunity to celebrate. We'll get the work done tomorrow, especially you, and we'll keep on keeping on. All right, let's get it over to Danielle Monet.
Thank you, Goldie. I am here with BKB's CEO, David Tatro. Now, David, we just heard from our founders, Mike Vasquez and Dada 5000, talk so passionately about the evolution of this company. How does that foundation figure into our future, and what does it mean to you that they've established that?
Oh, well, what they've laid down is absolute excitement worldwide. The amount of inquiries that we're getting now from networks around the world, fighters around the world, all resonates with all the effort that they put into building this sport here in Miami. We're back home for BKB 50, celebrating the evolution of the company. What they've done is just amazing. That foundation is our core forward, and we're going to take it to the next level in 26.
That is so true, and I'm very excited about that. Now, one thing that this company has always prided itself in, and I know you personally have, is putting athletes first.
Yeah, well, that begins and ends with our matchmaker, and we have a world-class matchmaker in Mel Valenzuela. I worked with him for years. He's done a number of fights for me in the past at different places that I was at, and his importance on making sure that he creates fair fights, opportunities for excitement with those fighters, that's the core piece, is that we want fairness and we want great fights. Secondarily, the company strives to help these fighters outside the ring. We do media training for them. You're a part of that. You're a part of the brains that goes into helping them get to the next level. Everything that we do as a fighter-first organization is designed around the fighter so that they can have a longevity in the sport, outside of the ring while they're with us, and then once they retire, they have other things that they can be focused on.
Sure, and we will be hearing from Mel later tonight. Now, we have had so many big announcements recently, I can't even keep up. So what are things that we can look forward to in the future, the near future, for BKB?
Well, one of the things is February 21st, we're returning to London. We're going to be at the Indigo at the O2 Arena. We have an amazing card there. We have an amazing team in London that's really helping us take that all to the next level. It's all globally centric. From there, we go to Connecticut. We're going to be at Foxwoods on March 28th. Then April 17th, we're back in Seneca. It's nonstop. May, we're going to be in Manchester. And then ultimately, in June, we're going to be in LA. We're going to be announcing that very soon. We're going to be going to a very iconic venue that is going to have the envy of all the promoters throughout LA and around the world once they find out where we're going, what we're doing, and the way we're going to be entertaining that crowd.
Very excited about California. Thank you so much, David. And now we are going to kick this off to Mr. Gareth A. Davies.
Thank you very much, Danielle. And talking about the resonance of events here on Saturday night, 3 featured title fights, of course, and South Florida being the spiritual home of bare knuckle boxing and the birth of BKB, and it's a pleasure to be here today, the birthplace of BKB on this extraordinary journey, as Mr. Goldberg outlined. Well, I've got with me on my left Torres And on my right, Ulloa, or Ulloa, because I'm a Castilian speaker, I say Ulloa. But these guys are going to contest the flyweight title on Saturday night. We need to get into the fact that Torres will fight for the title, but Ulloa will not fight for the title. Señora, te pasaste del peso mosca por 0.2 libras esta mañana.
Gramos.
Gramos esta mañana.
Así
¿Qué
es.
pasó?
Pues fue una parte que no se puede controlar. Expliqué al matchmaker que había llegado mi periodo menstrual, entonces ahí nos detuvo poquito, pero igual no hay pretextos, vengo a hacer mi trabajo, a lo que vine y voy a responder como siempre lo he hecho a la promoción y a mi contrincante y a quien sea.
As she said that she was involved, obviously, with a certain time of the month, and she's spoken to the matchmakers, and there's nothing she can do about it. Además esto, besides this, ¿qué significa para ti formar parte de este momento histórico?
Pues es emocionante en mi postura ahorita porque he conseguido tener el ranking número 1 y mañana lo voy a seguir haciendo y esperando la nueva oportunidad por el título. Entonces es emocionante. Más que nada vengo a disfrutar lo que me gusta hacer, que es soltar ráfagas allá arriba. Entonces esperen una buena pelea mañana. Entonces a eso vine, a disfrutar el momento.
Well, Cici's going to enjoy the moment. It is what it is. It's happened. She still wants to get the victory to keep the number 1 position. And as she says, if she does beat Nelcy Torres, she stays in position to fight for the title, even though she won't hold it. Nelcy, I'll come to you. Cuéntanos sobre las dificultades de ser boxeadora en Cuba.
Bueno, como ya saben, el boxeo en Cuba no está permitido. Hace poco fue que vino a entrar en rigor, ¿no? Y para mí, súper difícil porque a pesar de que no está permitido, me he aferrado y he estado tratando de, como ahora mismo estoy en esta posición, poniendo a Cuba en alto y que sí tenemos esa oportunidad y aquí estoy, ¿no?
As Nelcy explained, that professional and women's boxing outside Cuba is not possible, so this is an enormous opportunity. And ¿qué significa para ti formar parte de este evento histórico?
Bueno, primero estoy cumpliendo mi sueño, ¿ves? De estar aquí y tengo la oportunidad de representar a todas las cubanas que sí se puede, que sigan adelante y aquí estoy, dando la cara bien alta a mis cubanas.
Living a dream, basically, to be the Cuban champion. Además,
el sueño.
Sí, por ti misma, ¿qué tan motivada estás para convertirte en la primera campeona cubana en puño limpio?
Mi sueño de los 7 años que estoy en el deporte, ese es mi sueño y aquí estoy, lista para mañana.
It's her dream and it's going to come true tomorrow. ¿Qué dices a esto?
Pues me gusta hablar poco afuera del ring. Mi trabajo se va a ver mañana y yo sé quién soy. Soy una guerrera azteca, entonces ustedes saben que los mexicanos jamás vamos para atrás, siempre voy para adelante. Lo he hecho en mis peleas anteriores y siento que esa no va a ser opción, ¿ok? Entonces vengo a trabajar, a hacer una muy buena pelea y sé que mañana todo se decide arriba del ring.
I wondered when we were going to get into Mexico against Cuba. She's an Aztec warrior. She's bringing it. She's coming forward. She's going to be aggressive. ¿Y qué dices tú, señora, contra ella?
No, la respeto muchísimo. He visto sus peleas tiene mi respeto. Y sé que mañana vamos a dar un buen espectáculo, un show. Y las dos estamos por lo mismo, las dos somos latinas. Y entonces aquí estamos.
They are Latin. See, they are Latin women, warriors. There's great respect between both of them. It's a pity for Ceci that she didn't make the weight. We cannot wait for this brilliant flyweight title available to Torres tomorrow, but not to Ulloa. I think Danielle is with a special guest.
Thank you, Gareth. I am here with Mel Valenzuela, the Hall of Fame matchmaker. Now, Mel, you have been matchmaking for us for 46 shows. I bet you have seen some things, heard some things. Why don't you tell us what goes into making a marquee fight?
First of all, it's incredible that it's been 46 shows already. I remember when I got the call from our owner, Mike Vasquez, asking me if I was interested in matching bare knuckle. I said, I have no clue what bare knuckle is all about. But now here we are, several years later and 46 shows. And, it's all about fan-friendly fights. Again, matching is not really a science. It's an art. It's putting, different factors that we need to consider. But first and foremost is if the fighter puts in the work, he's going to get a shot, and they're going to keep fighting. And if they produce fan-friendly fights, which we've had many in our the time that we've been our 50th in our 50 shows, and you're gonna be on here. You're gonna fight. You're gonna get a shot at the stage.
For sure. And if it was
And Bloss and McQueen and the two ladies that were just interviewed now. So that's our future. And I think that we bridge that perfectly and with some great fights in between.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Mel. And now, back to Goldie.
Danielle, thank you very much. Like we said at the top of the show, not one, not two, but 3 world championship fights on the card. BKB 50 Evolution. As much as Renee Rodriguez should be on this card, so should the woman sitting on my right. She is the Red Queen. She is Jamie Driver. Nice to see you, champ.
Always amazing to see you, Goldie.
Thank you so much. And the challenger, Brazil's Bianca Daimoni, and her translator, Fernanda Silva. Jamie, let's start with you first, because you have become truly the face, one of the faces, but the female face of BKB. How has that happened? What have you done to bring yourself to this status?
Well, I keep winning, for one.
That helps.
My looks, for 2.
Okay, that helps.
And I'm just a dog in there. I show the women what raw talent really is. I have a crazy, violently aggressive style that none of these girls can even emulate. And I destroy all of them.
And you have, for certain. Things changed way back, though. In London, England, you had what was supposed to be a title fight against Josette Cotton. Unfortunately, both of you were unable to make weight. You had a lot of personal things going on, but it was not just a career changer, it was a life changer. It was that moment for you, wasn't it?
That moment completely changed the whole way I trained, the way I ate, my eating regimen, my nutrition, sleep, supplements. That loss really showed me everything I needed to work on, all my weaknesses. So I went back to the drawing board with my coaches. I told them what I wanted and what I wanted to be, which was a champion. So I made the right changes, working with my nutritionist, Luigi Melli, working with them day in, day out, studying myself, studying opponents. And I just kept working as hard as I possibly could. And, well, with that hard work and my talent, that's why I'm the champion right now.
You are indeed. And the challenger is Bianca Daimoni, the proud Brazilian. MMA, Muay Thai, shoot the box. But you're a bare-knuckle boxer from Brazil. You're a trendsetter. She's a trendsetter, isn't she?
Realmente, para os brasileiros, o bare knuckle ainda é um esporte novo. Quando eu falei que ia começar a lutar, muita gente curtiu bastante. Alguns ficaram preocupados porque acham muito agressivo, apesar de eu achar que o MMA também é. E eu fiz a primeira luta, me senti muito bem. e pretendo continuar no bare knuckle.
Bare knuckle is a new sport in Brazil. It's growing, and I tried the first time, and I felt really good. And, you know, just like MMA, it was an easy transition for me.
She said this morning that bare knuckle encourages aggressiveness, which I know Jamie agrees with. Bare knuckle encourages aggressiveness.
Como eu falei, eu gosto de um jogo agressivo. Eu venho de uma escola que, bem dizer, começou com o Muay Thai agressivo no MMA. Então, eu me identifiquei bastante por ser um estilo parecido. E, realmente, eu gosto de estar lá dentro, eu gosto desse espírito de competição agressiva.
She's very competitive, loves the aggressiveness of the sport, and, you know, just like any other sport, like she did the MMA as well. She felt very confident that she can succeed, and she loves the spirit. She's very excited for it, and she can't wait for it.
All right, before we get back to you, champ, I'm going to ask the challenger about the champion. Your thoughts on taking on the Red Queen, the champion, Jamie Driver.
Quando eu soube da luta com ela, eu fiquei feliz, porque eu gosto do jogo dela. Eu acho que vai ser um jogo bem agressivo e técnico ao mesmo tempo. Não vai perder a essência do boxe. Vai ser uma coisa que vai ser boa de assistir.
She was very excited when she heard she was going to fight Jamie. She loves your aggressiveness, your style, and she thinks that you guys are going to be a great match to one another, and you guys just going to bring it all in the boxing. Nice match.
Let's just go right with that. I can't set that up any better than Bianca just did. Your thoughts to the respect, but also her approach, which is similar to yours.
You know, I appreciate the respect. I do respect everyone that I do fight. The way we live and the way we train is like no other. The thing is she couldn't even hold my pocket if I gave it to her. She's not at my level. She's had one fight. She does not have the IQ I have, and she's not ready to step up. Once I tap her with lightning and then clap her with thunder, it's going to be a different ball game in that trigon tomorrow.
Jamie is very confident. What was it? Pocket?
Yeah, she's not holding my pocket.
She is
or
not,
my belt.
No, or the belt. She's not holding her pocket. Bianca's response.
Isso aí a gente pode ver amanhã, na hora da luta.
This you guys are going to see tomorrow.
Yes, we are. So, you're looking for your first title defense at this weight class. You want to remain a key figure, which you are. You've brought us a long way, Jamie, not only with your fighting skills, with your personality, with your enthusiasm. The journey just continues. Another one goes down and put the next one in front of you. Is that your feeling?
Of course. Another one takes a little mat nap. I possibly might derail her whole entire career, and she might never return, which we've seen a couple of my opponents not return. And then next, as we all know, I'm going for that lightweight title.
Yes, you are, and we look forward to that. Jamie is very confident, Bianca. Once again, your response to her confidence. Does she feel overmatched?
Eu acho que isso é bom, porque eu fiz uma boa preparação. Então, eu também estou confiante. E eu acredito que vou entregar tudo lá dentro e realmente vai ser uma luta boa.
She's really well prepared and confident to fight Jamie. She's done everything that she needed to do. She's healthy. She's feeling great. And she's going to bring everything in.
So we have Nelsie Torres with the opportunity to become the first female Cuban champion. Bianca has the opportunity to become the first female bare-knuckle boxing world champion, representing her great country, representing Brazil. What does that mean to her?
Para mim, é uma realização de um sonho, estar disputando esse título mundial aqui em Miami. Porque quando eu comecei ano passado, quando eu fiz a primeira luta pelo BKB, o objetivo é chegar ao título. Então a gente se prepara e sonha por esse momento. E para mim, para meus familiares e as pessoas do Brasil também, é a realização de um sonho.
it's a dream for her, and she have trained for this. Her family has supported her. It's bringing a title to her country, to herself, to her family, especially here in Miami. So she trained, she did the work, she's ready.
Please tell her obrigado for her time and good luck tomorrow night.
Boa sorte, obrigado.
That at least I was able to get off, right? I got that one right?
Pelo menos ele entendeu, ele sabe.
Thank you. Thank you. Jamie, you are the champion. There's a reason you are on this card. You've already talked about. It's not overly confident because you're confident because of the work you have put in. Still, there is a significance, like I said earlier, to being on this card. How long are you going to carry this torch? I think I know the answer. I mean, the torch does match your hair.
The torch very much does match my hair. I'm going to carry the torch for as long as my career lasts here at BKB. And that's going to be for a very long time. And you will never find another woman to ever emulate or be as good as me. I promise you.
Well, we'll find out. And you've promised me a lot of things, and you continue to deliver.
As I do. Yes, I will.
Yes. Champ, good luck tomorrow night. As I said, Bianca, good luck tomorrow night. It should be an outstanding title fight. Welterweight title fight. Jamie is the reigning, defending BKB World Champion. Thank you to both. Let's get it back to Danielle.
Thank you, Goldie. I am here with the BKB envoy, Jesse Holland. Now, we talk about in this company that bare knuckle, in our opinion, is the future of combat sports. And you being a fight historian, how do you see BKB fitting into the combat sports landscape?
Well, that's a great question, Danielle, because if you look at the future of combat sports and where BKB fits in, you actually have to go to the past, because if you think about what the movie Rocky did for boxing, 2 years before that, you had Hard Times with Charles Bronson, which was all about bare knuckle. And then there was a series of bare knuckle movies. If you look at some of the biggest stars in the industry, Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Clint Eastwood, they've all starred in bare knuckle movies. But I think now, as a society, we're starting to get more comfortable with bare knuckle as a sport. And BKB obviously being the front runner, I think you look at year over year the growth of the company, the growth of the sport. I think this is going to be the future.
We seem to agree as well. And you have been very steadily hard building the BKB library. You probably know more about this company than almost everyone except for Goldie. Looking at what you've been putting together and what you've been learning, have any statistics stood out to you, fighters, moments? What have you found to be interesting?
I think what's interesting about this card being BKB 50 as a milestone event, I think it's also going to be a bit of a turning point for the company, because if you look at some of the talent that's coming in, we have Marcos Lareda coming over, 15-year mixed martial arts veteran. He's been training and coming up with Alberto Blas, Gustavo Trujillo. So you could be looking at, if he comes in, and you could be looking at one of those old WCW factions like the Four Horsemen, because we have Rudy Mora, also from the Young Tiger Foundation. You could have a takeover here at BKB 50 of all these new up-and-coming fighters. I think another fighter to keep your eye on is Aaron McCallum. Really great backstory. We're talking about a guy who, as a child at 6 years old, almost blew his hands off falling into electrical wires on a construction site, almost lost his hands, and now as a career bare-knuckle fighter and probably one of the best in the world.
Tell you what, you're talking my style, talking about WCW and some factions over here. Well, thank you very much, and we are continuing looking forward to working with you and all these fun facts.
It's going to be an exciting night tomorrow.
It is. Thank you so much. Back to you, Gareth.
Well, what a main event we have on Saturday night. To my left and to my right here, two extraordinary stars fighting for the vacant super feather weight title belt. This is a very, very special matchup between two explosive, lightning-fast fighters. 7-0, 7 first-round knockouts. The fastest hands in combat sports almost. Harold McQueen and Alberto Blas. I'm going to come to you first, Harold. A little bit of Spanish here as well. You're the former featherweight champion. Eres el ex-campeón del peso pluma. Obviously, you're up at super featherweight. ¿Estás buscando la redención? Are you seeking redemption?
Of course.
trying to make the most of my opportunities going forward. And this is an amazing opportunity. Hats off to Blas. But come tomorrow, we're going at it.
Your opponent está clasificado como el número uno con BoxRec y el número uno pound for pound cubano en el mundo. He's classified as the number one with BoxRec, the number one Cuban. ¿Qué vas a hacer mañana? What are you going to do tomorrow?
I'm going to be the number one on BoxRec and the number one pound for pound. Super featherweight.
What have you got over him? ¿Qué tienes que él no tiene? What do you have that he doesn't have?
I got the drive, I got the speed, I got the power. Well, I'm going to get it done.
Él tiene el motivación, el ambición y va a hacerlo mañana. Alberto, you have an incredible record. ¿Qué récord tienes, no? 7 victorias, 7 knockouts, 7 en el primer round. ¿Qué vas a hacer mañana tú en esta pelea?
Ante todo, gloria a Dios por la oportunidad de estar aquí. Gracias a todos ustedes por estar aquí también. Estoy almost 2 months away from my family, you know, and somebody had to pay because I don't see my children almost 2 months, you know, and somebody had to pay, you know. And I respect you, my man. Thank you for accepting the fight, and yeah, I'm gonna see you tomorrow, my man.
What's your response to that?
It is what it is. We've both been away from our kids, you know. That's what it is at the end of the day. Got to put in a lot of work. So, the work on show.
Alberto, has hablado, you've spoken of wanting to be a multi-weight world champion. Is this the first stage, la primera etapa, en ser un campeón en multidivisional?
Yeah, every time I talk, every time I say the same, you know. I don't want to only be the champ, you know. I want to be the best bare knuckle or all you guys going to see in the world, you know. And tomorrow, I'm going to start and I'm going to continue doing my thing, you know.
¿Cómo vas a ganarle mañana y qué vas a mostrar a nuestros muchísimos fans creciendo por el día o día al día?
Everybody know what I can do, you know. But I'm gonna be ready for 18 minutes. I like to go to a deep water, and I'm ready to go to a deep water, you know. I'm ready to go 18 minutes, you know. And I don't know, my man, if you're ready.
Are you ready for deep waters, agua profunda?
Oh, yeah, I'm very ready. Now jump in the water right motherfucking now. Stop playing.
You're ready to go, yeah?
I'm ready.
Are you ready to go?
That guy know I'm ready, you know. You know I'm ready. You know I'm ready.
We all here.
You both respect each other clearly. Should we have a handshake?
Of course.
Should we have a handshake?
God bless you, bro.
Amazing. We cannot wait for this fight tomorrow night. We cannot wait for this. We cannot wait. We are going to delight you tomorrow night. And it's over to the voice of commentary to close us out, the one and only Goldie, Mike Goldberg.
Gareth, thank you very much. Thank you to all our esteemed guests and, of course, the 6 fighters who will be involved in our 3 title fights tomorrow night. BKB 50, Evolution, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, live in the U.S. and Canada on Vice. TalkSport in the United Kingdom and across Europe, in Spanish, in North America, and on Telemundo Deportes Ahora. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. It will be a celebration, a look back on great moments, and many moments that will put us more into the deep history of this great sport, bare knuckle boxing. And the greatest place it takes place is inside that mighty Trigon. We'll see you for the live show tomorrow night. Weigh-ins still to come today.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from South Florida, it's over just like that.
Can't hold me back, put the city on the map, boy, how you love that? Boy, they thought I was playing, but I hit another level. Had to hit another level, had to hit another level. Hey, hit another level. Finna hit another level, gotta hit another level. Hit another level. About to hit another level, had to hit another level.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, fight fans and bare knuckle fight fans all around the world. And welcome to the 305 Miami, Florida, as the mighty Trigon has come home. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the James L. Knight Center as we mark a historic occasion in the history of BKB bare knuckle boxing. A brief story for all of you. I'm joined on stage by not only the CEO of BKB, Mr. David Tatro, but also the founder and innovator of BKB. You see, 20 years ago, roughly 20 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, Dada 5000 had an idea. What if I can collect the best fighters, the baddest people around South Florida, and let them fight in my backyard? But I just have two caveats. The first caveat is that they're going to be bare knuckle, no gloves. We are going to find who is the baddest man in South Florida. And the second caveat is that it was going to be inside the most unique fighting surface in the world and the smallest fighting surface in the world, the mighty Trigon. And now you fast forward 20 years, Dada 5000 looks like a bit of a genius. BKB has been all around the world, and tomorrow night we return home for our 50th show, BKB 50 Evolution. And we bring to you 3 world title bouts from right here in the home of BKB, the home of the mighty Trigon, beautiful South Florida, Miami, Florida. Tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, we have a stacked card featuring 9 different countries, 3 different world title bouts, and it's all here inside the mighty Trigon. Ladies and gentlemen, we begin first with our opening bout on the prelim card tomorrow night. 5 3-minute rounds. It's a catchweight bout at 160 pounds. Introducing first to the scales, fighting out of the blue corner from Battle Creek, Michigan. Please welcome Reese, the Game Changer, Archer. Official weight for the Game Changer, 159.8 pounds. And now his opponent, fighting out of the red corner tomorrow night. He is making his professional bare knuckle debut, fighting out of right here in Miami, Florida. Please welcome to the scales, Rudy Mora. Official weight for Rudy Mora, 156 pounds even. Whoa, 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 whoa. Watch the stage. Watch the stage.
Hey, chill out, man. Say me.
Okay.
Say yourself. Say yourself, man. Say, I know.
Whoa.
Chill out. Man, what y'all mean, chill out?
As a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, you can watch tomorrow night's action on 3 different platforms around the world. If you're living here in the United States, you can watch it on Vice TV. If you're in the UK and Europe, you can watch it on TalkSport. And if you're in Mexico, Central and South America, you can watch it on Telemundo, a show that you're not going to want to miss. It's already kind of starting today, but we're going to get this stage clear. You see, the fortunate thing about this, ladies and gentlemen, is they're going to fight tomorrow night inside the Trigon.
Calm down, dog. Calm down, man.
Reese Archer,
Calm down.
Rudy Mora.
Calm down, man.
Let me get my clothes.
Hey, get him clothes. Come on, baby. Chill out, man. What y'all think this some TV cartoon shit? I'm not no cartoon. Come on, man. Come on. Tomorrow you get your day. Y'all think I care about that? Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
As a reminder also, ladies and gentlemen, if you can't watch tomorrow night's live broadcast, or you can't join us here live at the James L. Knight Center, make sure you follow at BKB Bare Knuckle on all social media platforms, whether that be Instagram, Facebook, X, or TikTok. We're going to be posting live events throughout tomorrow night's show, live highlights, live updates. We're going to be moving along, ladies and gentlemen, with the rest of our weigh-ins. I want to introduce our next contest. It's in the super middleweight division, scheduled for 4 2-minute rounds as one of our participants is making his professional combat sports debut. Fighting first out of the blue corner, he is making his professional bare-knuckle debut from Barranquilla, Colombia, by way of Stuart, Florida. Please welcome Nicky Abello. Official weight for Nicky Abello, 163.2 pounds. And now his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of the red corner, undefeated as a bare-knuckle fighter, 1 fight, 1 victory, making his return to the Trigon from right here in Miami, Florida, by way of Valdosta, Georgia. Please welcome Austin Dream Killer Spivey. We need a weight here. Official weight for Austin Spivey, 165 pounds even. The second bout on our prelim card. Super middleweight action. Nicky Abello making his debut versus the undefeated Austin Spivey, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow night, BKB 50.
You're going to fucking sleep, You're going to fucking tomorrow night, brother. You're going to fucking sleep. Watch. You're going to fucking
Camera, hands up.
Fuck you, bro. Camera. Vamos, papá. Going to sleep. You're going to sleep.
Well, bit of a fiery start to our weigh-ins, ladies and gentlemen. We're not even through the prelim card. So as a reminder, make sure you get in here early tomorrow night. If you bought tickets, you've already seen 2 of the prelim fights kick off here on stage. If you bought tickets, make sure you are in your seats tomorrow night here at the James L. Knight Center right when we go to our prelim card. Our next contest, rounding out our prelim card. In the light heavyweight division, scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. Introducing first to the scales, making his professional bare-knuckle debut from Estado Miranda, Venezuela, by way of Kissimmee, Florida. Please welcome German, the Butcher, Ramos. Official weight for Herman Ramos, 175 pounds even. And now his opponent fighting out of the red corner tomorrow night, a veteran of combat sports making his bare-knuckle debut from right here in the 305 Miami, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Marcos El Conquistador Llorero. Official weight for El Conquistador, 175 pounds even. Light heavyweight action. 5 3-minute rounds. Herman Ramos, Marcos Llorero. Tomorrow night, inside the Trigon for BKB 50. Well, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, that was just our prelim card. We now arrive at our main card. Once again, you can watch tomorrow night's show. If you're here in the United States, you can watch it on Vice TV. If you're in Mexico, Latin America, South America, you can watch it on Telemundo. And finally, all of our fans across the pond in the United Kingdom and Europe, you can make sure to watch it on the Talk Sport Boxing YouTube channel. But now to kick off our main card, a fight that very easily could steal the show in the welterweight division, scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. Introducing first to the scales, a veteran of the sport of bare knuckle, boasting a record of 8 victories versus 6 defeats. From Selston, England, by way of Nottingham, England, he's the former British bare knuckle champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron, the Baron McCallum. Official weight for the Baron, Aaron McCallum, 146.6 pounds. And now his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, making a long-awaited return to the mighty Trigon, boasting a bare-knuckle record of 2 victories versus just 1 defeat. Hailing from Irvine, California, by way of Kazaran, Armenia. Ladies and gentlemen, he is known simply as Gulo Serab Manassian. Official weight for Serab Manassian, 148 pounds even. In common BKB fashion, ladies and gentlemen, the first fight is a fight that you're not going to want to miss. Live at the top of the broadcast, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. The veteran Aaron McCallum came all the way from Europe here to fight Serab Manassian, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night for BKB 50. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move to the super middleweight division. One of BKB's flag weight divisions, the super middleweight division, scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. Introducing first to the scales, fighting out of the blue corner. He comes to the Trigon with an even bare knuckle record of 2 victories versus 2 defeats. Hailing from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, please welcome Matt the Hawk Sokolokchuk. Official weight for Matt Sokolokchuk, 166.4 pounds. And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent. You just saw him earlier for the press conference, and now he's ready to weigh in and go to war tomorrow night inside the Trigon. He enters tomorrow night with a bare-knuckle record of 5 victories versus 4 defeats. Hailing from Hialeah, Florida, please welcome the former BKB World Championship contender. He is the white boy Hialeah champ, Rene Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Official weight for Rene Rodriguez, 165.2 pounds.
Good deal, good deal. Step up.
A similar feeling for Rene Rodriguez. He fought for Dada 5000 in the backyard. He's gone around the world with the Trigon, and now he gets to welcome the Canadian Matt Sokolokchuk to BKB tomorrow night. Ladies and gentlemen, super middleweight action for BKB 50. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the fight that you're going to want to tune into before our main event. We have such a stacked card. This fight has been penciled as what could be fireworks. Ladies and gentlemen, the cruiserweight division. 5 3-minute rounds, introducing first to the scales. He's known to be a little bit of a spoiler. He always wants to wreck a party. He always wants to surprise people and put on a show when he comes into the Trigon. He boasts a very impressive bare knuckle record, 5 victories versus 4 defeats and 1 no contest. From Roanoke, Virginia, he's the former BKB World Championship contender. You've seen him before. You love him all around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Z-Man, Zion Tomlinson. Official weight for Zion Tomlinson, 188 pounds even. And now his opponent, still finding his legs here in BKB. You've seen him fight once inside the mighty Trigon, but he boasts a very impressive combat sports record that he brings tomorrow night here to the James L. Knight Center for BKB 50. Fighting out of Miami, Florida. He's 21-6 as a professional gloved boxer. As a glove boxer, he's a Pan American Games gold medalist. He is the WBA Fede Latin light heavyweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the monster, Yunieski Gonzalez. Official weight for Yunieski the Monster Gonzalez, 186 pounds even. Ladies and gentlemen, on any other fight card, these two would be the main event, but for BKB 50, they bring you this incredible action on the middle of our card tomorrow night, live on Vice TV, Talk Sport, and Telemundo. 5 3-minute rounds in the cruiserweight division. The veteran Zion Tomlinson versus the new upstart in the world of bare knuckle, Yunieski the Monster Gonzalez, tomorrow night, live from here in Miami, Florida. And now, ladies and gentlemen, moving along with our weigh-ins. As a reminder, for those of you that can't watch the broadcast tomorrow night, for those of you that can't join us here live in Miami, make sure you follow at BKB Bare Knuckle on all social media platforms, as we'll provide live updates during tomorrow night's show. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we arrive at the middleweight division, scheduled for 5 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, an even record, 2-2, as a professional bare knuckle fighter from Lake City, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Jordan Nash. Official weight for Jordan Nash, 160.8 pounds. And now his opponent, fighting out of the red corner tomorrow night. He enters the Trigon with an impressive bare knuckle record of 6 victories, opposite just 2 defeats. Hailing from Clearwater, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, we couldn't have a Florida fight night without the Florida Gremlin. Ladies and gentlemen, Henry Williams. Official weight for the Florida Gremlin, Henry Williams, 159.8 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, the middleweight division stacked. These two looking to earn their shot at the title. It's Lake City, Florida. It's Clearwater, Florida. It's happening in Miami, Florida. Tomorrow night, Jordan Nash, Henry Williams, ladies and gentlemen, for BKB 50. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've gotten through the prelim card. We've gotten through most of our main card, and now we arrive at the final 3 bouts tomorrow night, all for their respective BKB world titles that you see Mr. Dada 5000 holding on stage right here. Our first world title bout is scheduled for 6 2-minute rounds in the women's super flyweight division. Introducing first to the scales, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an even bare-knuckle record. She hails from Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Havana, Cuba. Ladies and gentlemen, she is Nelsie Torres. Official weight for Nelsie Torres, 114.4 pounds. And now her opponent, fighting out of the red corner tomorrow night, also holding an even bare-knuckle record, hailing from Puerto Vallarta, Jalisco, Mexico, ladies and gentlemen, Ceci Ulloa. Official weight for Ceci Ulloa, 115.2 pounds. The first of 3 title fights, ladies and gentlemen. Cuba versus Mexico in Miami for the world title and live around the world. A fight that you're not going to want to miss, ladies and gentlemen, live from the James L. Knight Center. And it's Nelsie Torres versus Ceci Ulloa tomorrow night.
Good luck, ladies.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, our co-main event. Also for a world title. This bout is scheduled for 6 2-minute rounds in the welterweight division and is for BKB's Women's Welterweight Championship of the World. Introducing first the challenger. Fighting out of the blue corner, she enters the Trigon tomorrow night undefeated as a professional bare-knuckle boxer. Hailing from Imbituba, Santa Catarina, Brazil, ladies and gentlemen, she is Bianca Diamante Diamone. Official weight for Bianca Diamone, 146 pounds even. And now her opponent really needs no introduction, but I will give her one anyway. She enters the Trigon tomorrow night with a near-perfect record. 5 victories versus just 1 defeat. Hailing from Pennington, New Jersey, by way of Boca Raton, Florida. You've seen her all around the world representing BKB, representing the world title. Ladies and gentlemen, she is the current, the reigning and defending BKB welterweight champion of the world. And she is the Red Queen, Jamie Driver. Official weight for the defending champion, Jamie Driver, 147 pounds even. Ladies and gentlemen, CEO David Tatro in the middle of our co-main event. Tomorrow night for the BKB Welterweight Championship of the World. Brazil versus the United States. Live from the 305 Miami, Florida BKB 50. Your co-main event, Bianca Diamoni versus Jamie Driver for the world title. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the main event. The two people headlining the bill tomorrow night for his historic card, this 50th card for BKB. All about timing, all about matchups. We never thought that these two maybe would ever cross paths in the Trigon. But weights change, timings change, belts become vacated, and what we're left with is one of the best pound-for-pound fights in the sport. I don't care where you are tomorrow night. You find a device, you find a TV. You turn on Vice TV if you're here in the US and Canada. You turn on Talk Sport if you're in the UK and Europe. You turn on Telemundo if you're in Mexico and Latin America, and you watch the main event of BKB 50 tomorrow night. 6 3-minute rounds for the vacant BKB Super Featherweight Championship of the World, and it features two of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport of bare-knuckle boxing. First, fighting out of the blue corner, making his long-awaited return to the Trigon, one of the most exciting fighters on our roster. 3 victories, opposite 2 defeats is his record. Hailing from Oakland, California, by way of West Palm Beach, Florida, he is the former BKB Featherweight World Champion, looking to capture his second BKB World title. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Harold Lightning McQueen. Official weight for Lightning McQueen, 129.6 pounds. So, you may be wondering now who is going to welcome Harold back to the Trigon. Who on earth could he be fighting for? Harold, the former world champion, to be introduced first. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to one of the most highly ranked pound-for-pound fighters in the sport of bare knuckle. He's had 7 bare knuckle fights. 7 of them he has won. He is undefeated. All 7 wins by knockout. All 7 of those knockouts happened in the very first round. He is the most decorated bare knuckle fighter in the world, with damn near the least amount of time inside the Trigon. Hailing from Matanzas, Cuba, by way of Miami, Florida, he is the former bare knuckle world champion. Ladies and gentlemen, looking to become champion again, he is El Indio Alberto Blas. Official weight for El Indio Alberto Blas, 129.4 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen,
Space.
two of the fastest fighters in the sport. Speed versus speed. The smallest fighting surface in combat sports tomorrow night is the mighty Trigon, and this is a fight where you cannot blink, ladies and gentlemen. For the BKB Super Featherweight Championship of the World, ladies and gentlemen, Harold Lightning McQueen versus El Indio Alberto Blas.
Good job.
Do you feel it? Do you feel it, ladies and gentlemen? We call this BKB 50. We call this evolution. This is now a lynch point and a growth point for the sport of bare knuckle and for BKB. The trajectory of this company will go far past what you will see tomorrow night inside the James L. Knight Center. But tomorrow night, the vision of Dada 5000 inside his backyard with the mighty Trigon now has its 50th show. Watch it on Vice TV, on Telemundo, and on TalkSport. We will see you tomorrow night inside the mighty Trigon.